Now, I'm not going to lie, we have been truly starved on this year's game cycle for new game content before the release. EA and Codemasters have really controlled what we're seeing when it comes to even what we're allowed to upload as content creators from the preview build and what they're giving away, really, which I kind of get in a way. Obviously, Breaking Point is going to be a massive thing, and it's a story mode, so they don't want to spoil the story. But today, thankfully, we've actually got some details and some content coming from Breaking Point in the form of some awesome screenshots from the cutscenes. Obviously, lovely looking because it's all CGI stuff. As I've said, they outsourced it to a team that did all the CGI for Breaking Point specifically, and so it looks really exquisite. Even the kind of car shots as well, not even just the kind of characters themselves, but the details we've been given today are all about the characters we're going to be dealing with in the story mode. And the kind of tagline, every story has a beginning. And I said this when they dropped the trailer like the other week for F1 2021, that there was this kind of hero poster that they had in the menu, and they definitely need to release like a proper poster style like that as a photo, and they have. It's here, and it looks sick. It's like literally like a movie poster, and I'm liking this vibe. You know, we got the CGI, we got the way they're presenting it. It very much is like a little movie we're gonna play through essentially, which is awesome because I'm a big fan of single player games. I love a good story driven game, and the fact that the vibe we're getting is very much we're going to get a little, you know, it's obviously not a massive thing. It's a 6-hour playtime in total, but that's on top of my team and the usual stuff we get with an F1 game. But the fact that we're going to get like a nice little chunk, 6-hour experience that's going to be like that, like a story experience that I love, and combining that with a sport that I love, a Formula 1, absolutely awesome. So I can't wait, but let's delve into the details here, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the characters we're going to be facing in the story mode coming up. So along with the screenshots, we've got a press release actually detailing these kind of bios for the characters, so I'm going to kind of read through them and also at the same time show you the screenshots of that specific character to hopefully kind of put a name to a face and a bio to a face basically in game. So these are all the characters we're going to be dealing with in Breaking Point, along with a new and returning cast, because of course Devin Butler is one of the cast members. Really can't wait to actually deal with him. But first of all, we've got Aidan Jackson. So this is the driver we're actually going to be driving as in Breaking Point. So Aidan is a potential star in the making, a young promising driver embarking on his first F1 season who idolizes his teammate Casper Ackerman. Okay, so that's quite an interesting actually little note. So he idolizes his older teammate that we're going to deal with as well. We kind of heard a little bit about Ackerman before, so that's going to be a weird dynamic. So I can already tell that that's going to be a kind of thing of never meet your heroes kind of thing. I reckon we're going to meet him and he's going to be a bit of a dick to us in the story, and that's maybe like a turning point where there's some tension, some clashes maybe. Jackson is viewed as a success story, having worked his way up from F2. Easy to like, Aidan can put up a good front for the cameras. However, behind the scenes, he's struggling with that transition to the big league. Expected to be courted by one of the bigger teams, he has hit the ground running and is already making waves. So of course, we are going to be playing as him, and it's over 3 seasons. F2 2019, F1 2020, and then F1 2021 is where we're going to end up. And the story is probably going to lead to, obviously, I would say, him climbing the ranks and establishing himself and getting one of those top offers. That's where the story is probably leading to. We get to, obviously, choose one of 5 teams that are lower down in the ranks of Formula 1. So that would be the kind of conclusion, I guess, of the whole story. But there's obviously going to be some obstacles along the way in the form of Casper Ackerman and Devin Butler, and I'm sure other things as well that they're going to conjure up to give us a nice little kind of story and illustration around. So Casper Ackerman, or Cass as he's been nicknamed, known for his ice cold and no nonsense approach. Casper is a steady hand, determined to lift his team away from the midfield battle. So I'm getting some Kimi vibes here a little bit, maybe just a bit just kind of like not really that friendly and warming compared to Aidan. His calm temperament and dogged determination have served him well throughout his illustrious career. However, with a crop of young talent breaking through, he's feeling the pressure of trying to remain at the top of his game despite being in the twilight of his career. So standard kind of thing sometimes, unless you're a true great and you bow out the top on your own accord. It happens in not just Formula 1, in all kind of sport, sometimes you have that kind of, end period where you're adjusting and adapting to your age. You're maybe getting beaten a little bit now by the new kids on the block and whatnot. So, yeah, I can already tell maybe there's going to be some bitterness. We saw on the trailer, there was a little cutscene of, the two teammates crashing. I think it was Ackerman pushing Aidan in one of the cutscenes, maybe, and being held away by, I think it was Ocon in the trailer. So, there's definitely going to be some tension I'm sensing here in the air, and that's cool. I mean, we're going to have two characters then to kind of hate, because we've got Devin Butler, but, clearly Ackerman, I don't know, maybe it's going to be something that we decide at whether you like him or not, really. It's kind of your own kind of decision, because Devin Butler, the Breaking Point antagonist, so he's being actually, set as the proper, dickhead of the series. But I think Ackerman, you could probably grow to not like him if he rubs you the wrong way in the cutscenes and whatnot and everything like that as you play through. But yeah, Devin Butler, antagonist. Devin is much more of a cocky, loudmouth upstart, trying to make a name for himself. Highly respected on the track. Devin's questionable off-track behaviors leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, we all know about that way too much, don't we? Always ready with a wisecrack comment or barbed piece of advice, Butler uses encounters to get under the skin of any driver he deems a threat. Love or loathe him, Devin Butler intends to become a living legend in the world of Formula One. That is that last one. He's determined. He's going to become a living legend. He intends on it. It's a birth given right for the little git. You can just tell, like, it's just great. They've written the characters so well. The acting is on point. The voice acting as well combined. Because it's actually two different people. If you don't know, the person who's actually Devin Butler's face is actually a different person to the person who voices him. But combined, it's a really good combo. I'm liking his return. Hopefully, it does feature quite a lot. Because in the hero post, when like they do hero posters for Marvel films or like Star Wars or whatever. The smaller characters are given, obviously, smaller space on the poster, and Devin Butler is smaller than Casper Ackerman. Aidan's obviously the main face, and you've got the team boss and like the wife and stuff like that. I'm hoping we actually see a good amount of Devin, because it'd be kind of a shame if it's just a little cameo. Brian Doyle. Brian is the direct liaison to the team principal. It falls on him to keep things running smoothly. Doyle spends a lot of his time as the go-between, passing on messages, race strategies, and ironing out any grievances within the team. He's established himself within the sport and runs a well-oiled machine, a larger-than-life character who lives and breathes Formula One. Doyle is up when it's going well, but crashes to earth when things don't go according to plan. I can just tell it's going to be like that. Little comedic, little comedic diffusion maybe with the story. He looks like a happy-go-lucky chap, really. So I think there's going to be some hilarious cutscenes with him. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing Brian Doyle in this in the story. And then we got Zoe Ackerman, Casper's wife and the bedrock of his world. Zoe has been on the scene for several years, and no sacrifices needed for her husband to remain competitive. Zoe is always ready with a sympathetic ear and kind word, no matter where her husband is in the world. Mother to a young daughter, Lily, Zoe is the only person who knows the demons Casper faces competing against the new generation of drivers bursting onto the scene. So they're gonna try and tug on the heartstrings, I think, with that one, and try and obviously Ackerman's going to be a cool. I think Ackerman's going to be an interesting character, because you're going to kind of want to hate him at times, and then I'm guessing there's going to be scenes with Zoe and just like getting deeper into what he is like as a character, and you're going to kind of feel for him a bit more, even though we're all playing as Aidan, wanting to beat him. We're the new gen. We're trying to burst into the scene and push him aside, basically. So I like it. I really like the vibe. I think it's going to be a really nice balanced journey, and obviously this is only the bios of the characters. Obviously we don't know anything about the story, which is a good thing, because I don't want it being spoiled. Basically I want to experience it for the first time, especially with you guys as well, if you're going to be watching along me playing through it. And it's going to be sick just to actually have that proper story written in. But it's all about Formula One, of course. So yeah, they're very much starving us this year. We're very much like Pierre Gasly at the German Grand Prix in 2019, trying to find some grip with the wet tyres, just out here looking for anything. It's dry, then just anything. Because yeah, EA and Cody's been very tight-knit with it. I can tell why for Breaking Point, because obviously you don't want to spoil it, like I said. But other stuff, the limiting us of uploading videos as content creators and stuff like that, it's been a little bit annoying, because obviously compared compared to previous years, we've had a little bit more access, a little bit more things to get us hyped up. Not to say I'm not hyped up for the F1 game, obviously I am, but it's been tough out here. We've not got a lot of content to work with, but it's not long to go. We're only like, you know, a week and a bit out, maybe potentially from like an early access embargo being lifted for the game, for Breaking Point, for my team, and all that good stuff. So we're not too far away, but this is just a very small little teaser and little inkling details of what we're going to maybe get in Breaking Point with those character bios. So guys, if you did enjoy the info and the video anyway, then be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. What do we reckon? Are we going to hate Devin Butler the most once again? Or does it look like maybe there's a chance we could hate Casper Ackerman as much as Devin? Don't think so, because Devin's just quite a character. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you make of all that in terms of the bios. If you're only around here to subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.